right. It's been a while. I'm gonna hop right into it. I'll break this down into two parts, mainly because they are two separate parts, and one I meant to do a long time ago, as never did. But part one is I quit my job. Fuck that place. So I quit my job, and the reason being, let me just make this real clear, because I'm not one of those people that just like, oh, quit my job. I'm not part of that fucking quit your job movement. This isn't that time. No, it's not why I did it. And actually, it was more of a quit fired because of they was on some bullshit. So I guess starting with the full story, because every story has a full story. The full story is, how did that story actually start? Give me a second here. Oh yeah, that's what had happened. So anyway, I already didn't like the place. Some person didn't like me. I didn't really care. They made a big deal out of it. I escalated it. But I didn't become as petty as I can be. Spared them that effort. Here's what had happened. They were incredibly understaffed. And then we had this supervisor there who didn't really care. And by didn't care, I meant didn't care in a good way. As in, they didn't care if you stayed longer, didn't care if you came in, didn't care if you didn't come in. Or didn't come in if they asked you to come in because they needed help. They didn't really care. Like, also, if you're not scheduled, they can't really do shit anyway. We were good friends. So, naturally, I was like, you know what? I like working with you. I'll come in. Not a big deal. I need money. I got nothing better to do. Come in. Make some money, right? So I was doing that for a good while. Because why not? I figured they needed help, and I needed money. We help each other out. And then, the main reason why I did that, because they were cutting hours for God knows what reason, because companies don't think too much about what they actually do, or it's just complete, corporate greed and non-logistical thinking. So they cut a bunch of hours for no reason, and I was coming in, and I'm just like, screw it. You guys need help. You guys say the place looks like trash. If nobody's here, it's gonna look like trash. So I'm gonna come in and make it not look like trash. Okay? So that's what I was doing. And then it was all good, all fine and dandy, all fine and dandy. Then the managers became old, all grumpy and shit. I called them dwarves because they all looked the same. Short, old, medium to short, old, white, and balding with grayish white hair. All of them. Exact same build. I honestly think they were dwarves. Wouldn't doubt it. But anyway, so that was the thing, right? And then they had like this store walk coming in. Oh boy, everybody, the store walk's coming in. So they wanted all hands on deck. That was the only time that they ever cared to come to anybody and tell them to come in and work. That was it. Because of that, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because here's the reason why I did not do that. Because then it only proves to the point to them that they can get what they want done with less people, with less time, while still meeting what they need done to look good on their end. And I'm just like, fuck that shit. If you guys want to cut hours, for God knows what reason, and have the place look like shit, I'm going to show you what it really will look like when people actually aren't here. So why should I come in for the one time you guys want me to come in to make it look good? That way you guys paint this pretty picture that everything is all right when it's not. So I was like, no, I'm not going to come in and help. Screw you guys. I'm not doing it, right? I didn't actually say that. Well, I did say that to the supervisor that I like, not to the managers. I was just like, I'll think about it. I'll see. I might be busy. Because again, I'm in school. I got school things going on. So I was like, I'll see. I'll see. Skip ahead. The walk came. Walk was trash. My supervisor was going to leave because, well, that place was overly stressful for no reason. So she's like, I'm going back to where I came from and I'm leaving. So deuces. I'm like, bye. So that was happening. And then I came in one day because I didn't know that I didn't work. Or that was my cover excuse, is that I just didn't know that I didn't work. And for a long time, they didn't care that I came in. They didn't care that I came in when I wasn't supposed to work because made the store look good. Why do they care? They didn't have to do work on their own. But then one day I was like, hold up, I don't actually work today. Because I actually came in because I actually did think I was working. And then I was like, I don't want to be here. And for some reason, something made me check the schedule. And I found out I didn't work. Also, we ran out of work. There wasn't really much to do. And also, there was like a bunch of us there. Like when they do schedule us, they overschedule us. So we're just like sitting there twiddling our thumbs, like, hey guys, what more to do? You did that? I did that. We did that. Hey, it's stupid. So at a certain point, I'm just like, whatever. I'm just not gonna. Like, I'm out of here. I got homework to do. It's finals week. Finals is coming up. I got shit to do. So then I left. And that's when one of the petty managers came up to me and was like, didn't you just get here? And I was like, yeah. He was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm leaving because I don't work today and I'm not scheduled to work, so I'm going home. Quite frankly, almost exactly what I said. Like, you're not going to keep me here. Like, I don't work, so I'm going home. Well, he didn't like that. And I didn't fucking care. But he didn't like that. So, the second I said that and I walked away because I was shopping, grabbing food so I can obviously eat when I go home, homie did a call over the intercom to bring me back to some other manager. I'm like, are you fucking serious? And then that manager followed me all the way to fucking checkout. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck do you want? Like, I'm no longer an employee right now. I'm a fucking customer. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm going home. I don't work. And I told him the same exact thing. I came into work today, figured out I don't work after doing work, and I'm going home because I don't work today. And then he had the audacity to tell me some bullshit like, well, make sure it doesn't happen again. Motherfucker. I literally told you I straight up did not know. I did not work today, and I came in to work, and I'm leaving. Fuck do you want from me, huh? Like, what? Fucking what? Shit was stupid. Shit pissed me off. So, I think I came in the next day. Did I come in the next day? I think I came in the next day. See, this is why I should do the videos immediately when shit happens. That way I don't forget shit. Like, it's still in my head. I know exactly what happened. I'm trying to think what happened the next day. I think I came in the next day. Yeah, I came in the next day. They did some bullshit. And they were just, like, circling me and shit. It was just fucking weird. And I was like, you know what? I don't like this atmosphere. This atmosphere is trash. So I somehow survived the day. By the miracle of God. I don't know how. But I survived the day. Still question how I did it. And then from there, I think like the next week, something happened. Oh, I had an event. I had to go to. They want me to do the photos for the event so I can distribute them and so on and so on. That event, I did not know I was going to be attending. It was kind of a pop-up. And I was like, all right, here I go. So I go to the event, do my photos and everything, whoop-de-doop-de-doo. And then I had a project I had to do. So this was like the finals week. That's what happened. Yeah, so like the next week I had finals week. I had some studying. I had a group project. And then I also had that event I had to go do photography for. And then after that I had to leave for the weekend. Like I think the next week. So obviously, and I only worked like 2 or 3 days a week. I was working 3 days a week. Then they shut it down to 2 days a week. And I'm about to get in that in a second. But yeah, so obviously I couldn't make one of the days because my phone had died, which is very rare, and my phone dies. But my phone was dead. Couldn't make a call. I couldn't tell you guys I wasn't coming because my phone was dead. What do you want me to do? And that's where shit went downhill. So I didn't go into work. Went in the next day, like, where were you at? Like, I swear to God, like, 3.5 people asked me back to back in that same day, where was I? Like, bro, it's not that serious. It's not that serious, my guy. 3.5 people asked me that same day. And everybody kept, like, circling like a bunch of vultures. Like, there he is, guys. This is his reckoning. I'm like, okay, y'all some bullshitting. So, needless to say, eventually I get dragged to the back to talk to HR or some manager. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. And it was the same dude that called me over the intercom, over that BS, along with... And that's actually what he brought up. He brought that up along with the fact that I also missed a day. And I'm like, I've been here for over a year. I've watched my entire department get recycled twice in the time I've been here, and I've never missed a day until now. But now you guys decide to make this a big deal when there are other issues at hand and other people do worse things than I do, but they never get in trouble. But I do one thing and suddenly all hell breaks loose. Like, wow, that's crazy, right? So I go to the back, and homeboy goes, "Do you know why I called you here?" I told him no, because quite frankly, indulge me. And also, half of me did not know why I was getting called back there. There's 1,000 things I'm getting called back there for. So don't start off with, do you know? No, just tell me why I'm being called back here. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. So again, I'm like, no, I don't know. He goes, you really? I'm like, yeah, really. You asked a question, I gave you an answer. I really don't know. Like, there's a plethora of things you can call anybody at the back for. 1,001. I can name 10 right now if I wanted to. Some of them aren't even related, but it's still possible. So anyway, that's what happens, right? And he goes, well, you missed a day of work, da 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 da. I'm like, yeah. He's like, why'd you miss it? I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, first of all, it's none of your fucking concern why I missed it. You don't own me, all right? You don't own me. Like, none of your concern. But I told him, I was like, my phone was dead. I had finals. I had studies. And I had a group project. Fuck you want to know? Phone was dead. Couldn't call you. And he goes, what did he say after that? He goes, fuck did he say? He said something stupid. Something real stupid that was just like, boy, if you don't get on my face. He was like, well, that's unacceptable, something, something. And I was just like, oh yeah, he asked me what the fuck my schedule was. I was like, first of all, my schedule's none of your concern. My school schedule is none of your concern. I told you why I missed it. That's quite frankly more you need to know. All that matters is I wasn't here. That's all you need to know. I wasn't here. I was busy. I didn't show up. Whoop-de-doo. He goes, well, what do you think you could have did better next time to prevent this? I was like, I don't know, fucking charge my phone. It's like, I really don't know what you want me to tell you. Phone was dead. Which it hardly is. I guess his answer that he wanted was, I don't know, borrow someone else's phone. That's not what's on my mind. My mind is I got 15 other things in front of me that are definitely more important than this. That's what's on my mind. And he kept asking me the same fucking question. I'm just like, my answer is not going to change. Because I don't know. I told you what happened. That's the situation. It's probably not going to happen again. Again, I've been there for over a year. With, quite frankly, no issues. But now you want to make one. For what? All because homeboy here couldn't fucking control me because he was mad that I left when I didn't have to work. Like, what do you want? I don't care. So that was the thing. And then he gave me some stupid slip. Oh, that's what happened. So I almost forgot that part. So after that little conversation there, right? Homie gave me some fucking counseling slip talking about you acknowledge that you're getting so-and-so and so-and-so. And I was like, whatever, I'll fucking sign it. But before I sign it, right? This motherfucker goes, read it. Now, that's where we stop. I'm going to pause it right there, okay? When somebody gives you something and they tell you to read it, what do you do? What do you think? What do you do when somebody tells you to read something? I really want to know. Take a second. Think about it. Don't think too hard. There's really only two options here. But what do you do? Okay, now that you thought about it, here's what I did. I read that shit out loud. Read it out loud. Why? Because naturally when somebody hands you something and says, hey, read this, the first thing you fucking do is read it out loud. I've never been handed anything in my life and not read it out loud or had somebody say, hey, read this in your fucking head. No. If somebody wants you to read it in your head, they will explicitly state, read it to yourself. I've never had anybody ever want me to read it not out loud, ever. Like, quite frankly, if somebody hands you something, they want you to read it out loud. Why? Because they want you to read it and they want to acknowledge that you read it. So I read it out loud. Especially going to school, if somebody said there was something in school, in a classroom, they probably want you to read it out loud so the whole class can hear it, right? So I read the shit out loud. This motherfucker stops me. He stops me and goes, what are you doing? The fuck does it look like I'm doing? I'm reading the shit out loud. I am reading it. You told me to read it. I am reading it. Well, that's what I did. And he goes, why are you reading out loud? I was like, because you handed it to me, and now there's no debate on if I read it or if I just stared at it. Now you have a confirmation that I read it, you know that I read it, and we all know I can fucking read. And now you know that I'm reading the right thing. What if I read the wrong thing? Exactly, right? So that's what I did. After that, he goes, well, read it to yourself. So I read it to my fucking self, and I was like, done. Now what? What the fuck you want me to do? And that was it. Signed it, and I left. He goes, do you have any questions? What fucking questions do I have? You guys been sitting here interrogating me all day, making me feel bad. I don't feel bad. But, like, shit don't sit right. That was part one. Part two of the part one, because that can be confusing. There's in the part two. There's definitely a part two. The second part to that is after that happened, I was like, you know what? Fuck this place. So I needed a break because that was some high tension shit for no fucking reason. I don't know why they make that job so stressful for no reason. Job is too easy. Like I've said before, it's ridiculous. So I called out the next 2 days because I was like, whatever. And again, I only worked 3 days. Well, 2 days. I was working 3. They put it down to 2, which is another thing they did. Apparently, if you can't work weekends, they only gave you like 8 hours max to work or some shit. And I'm like, what kind of bullshit is that? So because I can't work weekends, you're gonna penalize me in the weekday, where it's usually sometimes the most important day of the fucking week. That's retarded. That is fucking stupid. That is just. So that's what we're doing, huh? That's what we're doing. Can't work a weekend, only get it. Wow. So yeah, that shit was stupid as hell. Skipping ahead, they actually eventually, I'm not gonna say they changed it back, but they ended up giving me more hours without telling me, and that's where we had a conflict. But anyway, back to the point. I skipped 2 days. I did call out. So let me rephrase. I properly called out my next 2 days. Then I came back the third day, and that's when they were like, "Oh, you called out. Guess what? You don't have any sick days." How the fuck do I not have any sick days? Like, somebody needs to explain that shit to me. Somebody needs to explain to me how after over a year of working there, I'm out of sick days. I ain't never took a fucking day off. But I'm out of sick days. I missed 1 day. And I called out for 2 more. It's only 3 days. These motherfuckers had the audacity to tell me it's some kind of new policy. So you guys just magically make up a new policy now? So somehow it's out of the blue, there's a new policy about sick days and I can't call out more than twice? Wow. That's stupid. That is... I'm going to go in more into this in my second video about how jobs are just not flexible at all in the slightest, and it's just unreal. But that shit's stupid. Now here's the kicker. They ended up giving me more hours, but didn't tell me that. They expect me to know that. So I looked at the schedule and I was just like, what is this? And he goes, oh, that's the new schedule. Everybody has more hours now. I'm just like, so now we just miraculously have more hours, huh? This came out the blue. Y'all went from stripping hours and giving all the hours to the manager who's been stealing hours, doing beyond overtime, and now we just miraculously have more hours, huh? Just out the blue. When we needed it, we didn't have it. Y'all were taking it away, but now we have more hours, huh? Where? How? Explain. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because I had to leave for an event for, was that a weekend? No, I was gone for 2 weeks. This was not a vacation. I was out there doing work elsewhere. So, I was gone for 2 weeks. Needless to say, since I couldn't call out anymore, and I had no more sick time, and this also kind of happened like last minute, I wasn't really aware of it, so there was no time to communicate to them that I was going to be gone. And because I did a no-call, no-show because my phone was dead and I was doing schoolwork, they were like, yeah, the next time you don't come in, we're going to take out your quitting. So I guess I fucking quit. I quit then. So yeah, that was that. And that's how I quit my job. Quit fired. Not primarily on my own terms, but on some other terms. Now, before that officially happened, let me also restate the other thing. So, yeah, I already forgot what it was. I already forgot what it was. Oh yeah, they gave us more hours, which was dumb because they didn't tell us. That place has been understaffed for way too long because they don't care about us at all. Not one single bit. They just don't care. And then they make everybody else's problem their problems because they can't contain their own problems or manage anything in a proper way. And they like to make things overly complicated, beyond belief. Doesn't make any sense. The place was garbage from the get go, but it definitely went downhill. And I told my manager that, my supervisor that left, that as she left, I was like, this place has completely tanked since you left. You left at the exact right time. When I was sitting there getting counseled, that HR dude had the audacity to tell me that he pays me or some shit. I'm just like, not necessarily. You don't directly pay me, and I only get paid if I come to work. Therefore, me not showing up to work means I don't get paid. Therefore, what's the issue? You're making it seem like I did some horrible scheme and I stole money. No, I didn't come to work, so I didn't get paid. What's the issue here? And then he made this whole deal about like, oh, you have an obligation to come in and this and that. I'm like, I understand what work is. I know what work is. I'm not scared of work. I like to work. I like money and I like things. But the way he said it and the way he made that try to appeal, I'm just like, I didn't sign any like obligation. I didn't sign any contract. I didn't do any of this. Like, there is a list of things, a hierarchy of things, and this is not the top of the hierarchy. It's not. This thing does not really trump anything else I have going on in life. Not at all. There are other more important things going on. But he tried to make it seem like this little part-time job, which is all I need, was like the world. Like, bro, no, this is not everything. And you guys can hardly manage this place as it is. Yeah. Now, when my supervisor left, she wanted me to make like a very big deal of me leaving. I was like, I like enough I do. I said get to text her and tell her what happened. But I couldn't happen. It just couldn't happen. I really wanted to. I just couldn't get what I wanted to happen. And I was being extremely petty. I think I'm just older now and I can't be as petty as I want to be because I was ready. But here's what had happened. I was in the back of the warehouse, kicking it with the homies, was having some fun, kicking it, chilling. When this other manager comes back there, and this dude's a dirtbag, the dude's a ghost. You never see him. When you do see him, he's on his phone. He might be on a forklift for 2 seconds. And after that, he just goes on a smoke break every 20 minutes for like 30 minutes, and you never see him again. Never answers his phone, never answers the calls, nothing. He's just gone. Dude takes more breaks than the entire store put together, I swear to God. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, he started talking shit. Me being on my last leg at that place and just really not caring at this point, I was like, not having it. I'm just not going to have it. I'm not going to sit here and let you talk shit about me or to anybody else in this damn store for that matter. So he came at the whole entire group. And I'm just like, wow, you're really trying to come after all of us. That's crazy. So I had to lay it down to him how much work I actually do in the store. He didn't want to hear it. So he just ran away. Like, it's funny watching people run away because, like, when they realize you're right and they're wrong and they have no rebuttal and nothing else to say, like, oh shit, what do I do now? He's actually retaliating. Like, just because you're a manager doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking, like, kiss your ass. No. I have no respect for you. You have to earn that. Kick rocks. So, yeah, after that, he ran away. And then he came back and he tried throwing some more shade at me. And I was like, I'm not having it. Like, come at me. But every time it was at that tension level of like, come at me, he just disappeared. I'm just sitting there ready, like, yo, I got nothing but insults. Please do it. Please let me make a scene. Now, I'm not talking about no World Star, nobody's getting hit with right hooks or a Shuriken. Like, I'm not gonna just uppercut some dude in the store. No, I'm just wanting to talk some shit. If you're gonna start talking shit, be ready to get shit talked back. It's just common sense. Am I wrong? Like, that's just how things work. I'm not gonna sit there and take it. But what really got me is when he took the all the tension from me and directed it at somebody else. I don't care for that shit. I don't care for that. I'm a defender of the people sometimes. Most of the time. So anyway, when he did that, I was like, hold up. First of all, that man's innocent. He ain't did shit. He literally just got back here. You can talk shit about me all you want to. Him, he's innocent. Just got back here, not guilty. He didn't want to hear it. Literally said, I don't care. It applies to all of you, or some weird shit. I'm just like, wow. Okay. And I was about to say something, and he ran away. Then he ran away. And then everybody else defended that guy also. He was like, yeah, no, he literally just got back here. Like, leave him out of it. Like, everybody was like, no, you can talk shit about me, talk shit about us, but he just got back here. Leave him alone. So that dude goes out doing his job like we all were, like we all should, like we all were, because we do. And he apologized to him. I'm just like, wow. He apologized to you, but he won't say it to my face. He won't apologize in front of the whole entire group. I'm just like, weak. Yeah. And after that, like I said, I was gone for 2 weeks. So needless to say, I quit fired. Fired, quit. Was gone, let go. Yeah. And that's that. I don't have a song of the day or a song of this video. I think I've already said this one before, but because we're talking about work, I'm gonna stick with it again. And that is going to be, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch it up. I was gonna say Spaceships again by Kanye West, wonderful song, because that's exactly work. And actually, I'm still gonna say Spaceship by fucking Kanye West because it's a wonderful song and it applies to this 100% to and through. So we're gonna stick with that one, but I'm gonna do Bucket List by Saba. Wonderful song, check that out. But that is the end of part 1 and how I quitteth me job. And then part 2, well, let me see about part 2. Thank you for watching.